All right, so volume of pyramids worksheet. We went over the example in class, so I'm not going to go over that again, but I will do one each of a rectangle base pyramid, a rectangular pyramid, and a triangle base triangular pyramid. So we'll start here with this example. And so I see that I have a rectangular base. And so because my base is rectangular, I have a rectangular pyramid. And I suppose I could have written a little bit smaller and neater, but that's all right. You get the idea. And so it also asks to draw the shape of the base. And so the shape of the base is the rectangle. And the dimensions of my base, I need to label those as 6 yards by 4 yards. And so next column, I'm finding big B, which is the area of the base. And so my area of the base formula for a rectangle is simply base times height. And so now I need to substitute what I know. And so base of my rectangle is 6 yards. Height of my rectangle is 4 yards. And so now I can solve that. 6 times 4 is 24. Yards times yards gives me yards squared. And I know that's correct because always area is in square units. Lastly, I need to find the volume. And so as we've learned, our volume formula for any pyramid is volume equals 1/3 area of the base times the height of the pyramid. So I've written my formula. Now I can substitute what I know. So volume equals 1/3. Area of the base was 24. And so I'm going to go ahead and substitute that at 24 yards squared times the height. And remember, this is a different height. This is not the same height as my base shape, but instead that height is referring to the height or the tallness of my 3D object, in this case a pyramid. And so 1/3 times 24 yards squared times 9 yards. And so now I can simplify and then just multiply it out and solve it. And so I have 1/3, and I can do 1/3 of 24, 1/3 of 9, or 1/3 of the product of 24 and 9. I'm going to go ahead and do 1/3 of 24, which is 8. 8 times 9 is 72, and so that gives me 72 yards. And so I have yards squared times yards, which is yards cubed. And as we know, all volume is measured in cubic units, or whatever that units is cubed. So yards cubed, meters cubed, miles cubed, so on and so forth. And so again, just in case you didn't see what I did, I had 1/3 of 24, which was 8. 8 times 9 is 72. And so that's where I got my answer there. All right, and let's go ahead and do the very next one, which is a triangle base pyramid. And so this would be a triangular pyramid. And so I have a triangular pyramid. I need to draw my triangle. So looking at it here, it's kind of, if I were to call 5 my base of my triangle, I have a hard time finding that height. I don't know what that height of that triangle is. But if I rotate my base shape around, and so I have my 90-degree angle at the bottom, then now it's really easy. So I have 4 as a base, and then a 3 as my height. And so that makes it much easier to calculate. So the area of the base, or big B, formula for a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So substitute what I know. 1/2 of 4 times 3. And so 1/2 of 4 is 2. And then 2 times 3 is 6. So I have an area of the base of 6 meters squared. And so now I'm ready to go ahead and solve for volume. Volume for any pyramid is 1/3 area of the base times the height. So I'm going to go ahead and substitute or plug in what I know. And so we've found that our big B in this case is 6 meters squared. And then the height of my 3D object, or the height of my pyramid, they tell us is 5. And so by a tallness of 5 or a height of 5. And so now I can go ahead and solve it. 1/3 of 6 is 2, because 6 divided by 3 is 2. So it's 2 times 5, which gives me 10. And so I have 10 meters squared times meters gives me meters cubed. And just go ahead and follow this same pattern for all of the shapes. Make sure that you include the name of the shape, draw the base, label the base, find the area of the base, then the volume of the entire thing, making sure that you are using the height of the 3D object when finding volume. And that should be all you need to do. Hopefully this helps, and I'll see you guys in class.